Free consultation today.
So on this Monday, if you have any banking to do, you know that really you can't do it. The banks are closed, except for TVFCU, at least on 3+U, because they are kicking off a week-long series called Know Your Dough. Tammy Zumbrin, did you come up with that idea? Is it yours?
No, I wish I could say I did come up with that one, but we kind of had a team creative meeting and we're throwing out ideas.
I love it.
I even brought our dough.
Love it. Know your dough. So Tammy is here. Chris Mulkey is here. Chris is the Vice President of Consumer Lending, right? With TVFCU. So the idea is that each day this week, because at TVFCU there are so many different types of banking you can do, you're going to kind of guide us through different ways to have financial wellness.
Well, we are kind of the ingredients that will go into your.
I love it.
Your dough.
So I'm going to steal your thunder a little bit because today's segment is going to be part practical, part mindset. Yes. You're talking not about budgets, you're talking about what?
Spending plan.
There's a real difference in the word choice there. Why?
Oh, so much difference, because when you go out and you talk to young people and you say, how does the word budget hit you? I mean, that just has a negative connotation for most people because it seems very restrictive and like, oh, I may fail at this. Whereas if you flip it and it becomes your spending plan, it's almost like walking a dog. Have you seen the people who walk a dog and they're just like being pulled along by the dog and it's just very scary? Versus somebody whose dog is very obedient and they're just going along. It's kind of that way with a spending plan. It puts you in control of your money.
Also, I think when you talk to somebody about a budget, I mean, this is true for me too. When I think about a budget, there is kind of this resistance because you think, yeah, but what if I can't maintain that? What if something comes up? A spending plan sounds like it's an ever-evolving thing.
Right.
Yeah, you know, life isn't always structured, it changes, right? And so your plan needs to be adjustable as well. So if you think about it in terms of diet, we go on a diet, and the first thing we do is we exclude all of the things that we love. Ultimately, it fails. Same thing goes with your budget and your spending plan.
Okay, I'm glad that you said that about excluding the things that you love. I know you mentioned that you want this to be for anybody watching, but certainly those 30 and under.
Right.
So I work with a lot of 30 and unders, and something that they seem to have in common that I think is really healthy and good is that when they're looking at their spending plan, they factor into it or want to factor into it fun money. I think that's good.
Absolutely. That should be one of your ingredients that goes into it. I mean, because if you're not having fun, you're going to fail at it. Eventually, you're going to quit. So, you know, the first thing I always tell young people is to pay yourself first, or really any age. And the easiest way to do that is when you get a job, to use payroll deduction or direct deposit and let that money go straight into your savings account and you don't even see it. So, you know, that be number one. And then you begin to look at what are your expenses, what are the different things that you need to have a plan for. But one of those definitely needs to be for fun, you know, for going out with your friends. So that's great.
Okay, if we're talking the younger demographic, they probably do a lot of stuff on their phone or electronically. Whereas I'm still a written list maker. I don't really have a lot of my bills that are automatically paid. I kind of like to see where my money's going. Is there good and bad in both?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons to almost everything, right? I can remember my grandparents using the old envelope system where the cash was actually put into the envelopes and put on top of the refrigerator.
Not really a bad plan.
Not a bad plan at all. You know where it's easy access, you know where it's at. But, you know, TVFCU obviously is a secure place to hold your money, but technology has evolved so much to allow for convenience. And convenience can be a great thing and convenience can be a detriment depending on your ability to be disciplined in your spending.
Okay, so I think what I'm trying to ask too is when you're first sitting down and you're developing that spending plan, you have to know your inventory. You have to know where your money is going.
Absolutely.
So when everything is just coming out automatically on your app, it can be easy to lose track of that, can it?
Yeah, and there are tools that can help you, you know, create that original spending plan.
Okay.
But I do think, I mean, the fact that we have online banking now, does make it much easier, I think, to keep up with what you're spending. And we're going to be having a new mobile app coming that we're very excited about, that's going to have even new features. But, you know, being able to divide those things into categories will even help. So I think, for example, I had both of all three of mine get a debit card when they were young, and start keeping that debit register to kind of see where their spending was going.
Right.
Now it's so easy, it's in your hand, and kids use their phone all the time. They're able to pull up that app, see exactly where they spent money. But you're right, then they have to take it a step further and look at what they spent compared to what they had put in their plan to spend. Okay. But it's so much easier than the old just having to write everything down on paper. Don't you agree? Yeah, it's so much easier.
Okay, so we've established that in your recipe for your spending plan, then you need to know how much you do have to spend and categorize it, right? Allow yourself some fun along with the practical. What are some other tips for developing that spending plan? Do you have any others?
Yeah, you know, being aware, being conscious, right, of where your money goes starts with a plan. And so identifying the areas on where your money is going. Back to the budget piece real quick. Oftentimes people make the mistake that they're adjusting their budget to fit the spending. That's not the purpose of a budget. It's to adjust the spending to fit the budget. With a plan, you're being more mobile with it. You're being fluid. You're able to adjust. So understanding, I think the first recipe, the ingredient that goes into the recipe, is to understand that not everything's perfect. Things are going to change. So if you're setting those expectations for the plan to go perfectly, it's probably not.
So my mom does the envelope system. I have done it in the past, but I will admit my sin that I'm really bad about having $50 in the car envelope, but I really need $50 for something over here, and it's easy for me to kind of, you know,
use
circle things around.
Right.
Yeah. So that's not really my thing. But I have heard Dave Ramsey say that at the end of a month, what you really want is to have no money left.
Yeah.
Not that you've spent it all,
Right.
but that everything is allocated.
That's right.
And that way, if what you have is $10 a month to put into a pet fund for when you're out of dog food, you've got the money there.
That's right.
So you do need to look, first of all, at your income, what's coming in, then what are your expenses, and then always encourage people to save 10% minimum, you know, that's automatically going over here to the savings account. I was really excited the day my youngest son called me. He had been working at a company for however many months he had to work there to get the 401k, and we really hadn't even talked about that, and he called and was thrilled. He was like, guess what, Mom, I got to sign up for a 401k today. So, you know, taking advantage of the free money that you might have, because a lot of companies match what you're putting into a 401k. So I think it's key that parents talk to their kids about those things. I think it's also important that parents actually share their budget with their kids if they're willing to do that. Share the bills with them. You know, it's amazing how many kids don't know how much it costs to what the house payment's going to be, how much they're spending in gas if their parents have just given them a credit card. You know, we think we're doing them a favor when we do that, but sometimes we're really not, because then they get out of school and all of a sudden they're in charge of life and they've not had any practice at that.
At the credit union, so I'm a credit union member and I have a couple of accounts with y'all. One of the things I like is I like to have my money kind of compartmentalized. That helps me a lot. So I have 2 different accounts that I use for different purposes, and I don't have a card attached with either one. So I have to go and physically take it out. That's how it works for me. But if you wanted to have direct deposit go into the credit union for your primary banking, but then can you automatically fraction it off?
Absolutely. And you can set up as many club accounts as you want. So you can have a vacation club account, a Christmas club account, you know, whatever you want it to be, and you can have that money going into there.
It essentially becomes an electronic version of the envelope system that we talked about.
There you go.
So it's, again, leveraging technology.
And if you don't see the money, you don't miss it as much. So, you know, it's a whole lot harder if you get that paycheck in hand and then you go and you cash it and you have the money in hand. Then you have to decide. It's really easy then to go, oh, well, wait, I'd really like to spend it on this. But if you don't see it, you've already got that set up. It helps you.
Okay, I know that there are some people who probably went, when you said save 10%, because that's getting harder and harder to do with prices going up and that type of thing. So
Yeah.
we do live in a world where, I remember even when I was in college, credit cards come jumping at you, people are kind of preyed upon. So if you've got a lot of credit cards, I know tomorrow we're going to talk on the consumer lending type of side of things and loans that you can get at the credit union. But if you've got a lot of credit card debt, or even different types of debt, can people try to consolidate that with y'all?
Oh, absolutely.
And then have one lower payment?
Absolutely. And not only lower payment, but probably less interest. Credit cards are known for charging large interest rates. And if you can consolidate that down into one payment, probably a lower interest rate than what you're paying on the credit cards, you save money in the long run.
I want to finish with one thing. In talking about the spending plan, that was a deliberate word choice because it is more, puts you in control.
It does.
And it's more of a powerful mindset. That mindset really is important, and it seems to be something that y'all believe at the credit union. I know I say this a lot, but sometimes I'll go to the one downtown on Market Street where you walk in. It's always, hey, when I walk in the door. Sometimes I'll go to different satellite locations and do the drive-through thing, the interpersonal.
The ITM, yes.
It's always, they know me by name. That means a lot when you're doing your banking.
It does. It's that personalized service, and we are here to offer that. And of course, we're a community credit union. We serve 17 counties, so anybody that lives, works, worship, plays, has a business in those 17 counties can come and open an account with us. And we want to be that resource for people because we want to help you be able to live that best life. And if you haven't seen our new commercials, we have a porcupine on there. I keep calling him Mr. P, but a place for all of us is who TVFCU is. And so, encourage you to come get that, start that savings plan here at the beginning of 2023, begin to work it, and you be in charge of your money, and it'll be amazing how much you'll be able to save.
We will help you know your dough as the week goes along. Here's the contact information if you're looking for it from the credit union today. They do have everything online, so even though we're going to talk loans tomorrow and credit score and that type of thing, if you want to go ahead tonight, you're welcome to, tvfcu.com. You can apply for loans online, all of it. It's mid-month, you're paying your bills anyway. Look at it as a spending plan, not a budget. Thank y'all.
Great. Thanks, Julie.
There are numerous guaranteed offers being marketed in our community today, but I'm the only guy that comes to your house and makes an as-is cash offer that's not subject to a lot of strings and inspections. So if you're thinking about selling, don't make a mistake. Call Local Mark today.
You only get so many opportunities to follow your dreams, to make your mark in this world, to lay the foundation for your future. So never stop dreaming, creating, advancing. At Chattanooga College, we prepare our students to make their mark in programs like cosmetology, manicuring, aesthetics, or as an instructor. Find out more about these exciting cosmetology fields at chattanoogacollege.edu. Chattanooga College, because a small college can make a big difference.
New year, new shower. Kohler Luxstone is a complete safe shower system with an ultra-low step-in to provide ease of access to your shower. Kohler accessories keep your showering space organized with innovative storage options. The floating shelf can be placed anywhere in the shower, giving you the freedom to set up your storage any way you see fit. The shower bar offers support for everyday routines such as washing and shaving, and the slim, flat profile allows the bar to double as extra storage. The shower locker provides personal storage that discreetly blends into the environment for a clean, organized showering space. Call now and receive $2,023 off professional installation of any Kohler shower, plus enjoy 0% financing for qualified buyers. As an added bonus, call during this program and get a $50 gas card with your free in-home estimate.
I was in a bit of a bind, and Mark came to my house that week and gave me an offer right away. I mean, it was easy, a fair offer. He said it was a very smooth process.
So if you're thinking about selling,